Hi, my name is Henry Antoine. Welcome to Texas State University in Great San Marcos, Texas, in Strahan Arena.
So what I think that the faculty and staff here on campus should know about the LGBTQ community is that they like to feel safe. They want a support system. They want to feel like that they're not an outsider.
On my syllabus, I think, is the first place that I open up with letting people know that I want it to be a safe space. So I have actual basic assumptions of how we should speak in language and whatnot in the class, and I immediately on day one dismantle phrases. And so I say things like, you know, if you say something's gay, I'm going to correct you and help you better understand, because I take that as a teachable moment. So day one, I start off with that.
I have been working with the LGBTQ community specifically for the last 10 years. But really, the Counseling Center is meant to be a place that's safe for all students to seek services to support their professional and psychological growth. We do offer some services that are specific to LGBTQ students in order to make them aware that we're a safe office and that they will receive affirming support and counseling from our staff.
By and large, I think that the climate here is largely inclusive, and I really credit that to the student body. I think it's wonderful when they can come here and see that we are an inclusive community, such as the ally placards. I love seeing the different organizations post, events and things that are going on around campus. So I do think that when a student steps onto campus, that they really do see that they are welcome here.
As far as the climate here at Texas State, when I was a student here, I found a very welcoming and open climate here. To be able to go through that coming out process, even, I guess I considered myself going through that coming out process at a much older age than most of the people that I knew in my life who had come out. And so it was still very supportive and encouraging, and I found a family here at Texas State, which kind of helps me come to that point where I could begin to share that with people, and essentially my family. And so even then, when that process was difficult and hard, I still found a very welcoming and encouraging and supportive system here, and a lot of those members were a part of my Texas State family that I found here, and so that has just been really great and has kind of helped me want to stay here and keep coming back to an institution where I feel supported as a person, as a professional. Being an out female here on campus has been very positive experience.
And I think it's very important for me as a religious leader to be up front as, really leading our congregation and leading our community on LGBTQ concerns, because I think so much of the backlash against the LGBTQ community comes from the religious leaders. I really want people to know out there that there are religious groups who are not only tolerant, not only embracing, and I would say my community, we want to be advocates for the LGBTQ community.
When I first came into Texas State, I was actually a transfer student. I came in as a sophomore, and prior to this, I'd never had any a gay family or gay friends or gay anything really. Coming into this school, it really gave me a chance to develop my relationships with the new people, and it gave me a chance to open up, because I was kind of raised in a Christian conservative environment. I was never allowed to, hang around with gay people. I went to a Christian private high school, so this was all new to me. It wasn't until I joined Texas State and I started inquiring about this group called Lambda that I began to kind of open up and accept myself a little more.
I really think that people need to kind of back off a little bit and give students the opportunity to come out when they're ready to, and when they do come out, enable them to have the same resources and take action just like other students do when they encounter different experiences in their development. I feel like what happens is that students are put into this box, and all of a sudden they're given a label as like, I am this or I am that, and automatically they're held to all these standards. And what we need to do is pretty much remove the box and remove the filters and allow students to start looking at things through their own independent lenses, and realizing that as helpers and as leaders, we really need to embrace those independent lenses and allow those students to grow and develop a little bit more into themselves.
I think that one of the most important things that faculty and staff here at Texas State can do to help sexual and gender minority students is to, first of all, just be open-minded. One of the things that if, say, a student comes out to you and say they may come out to you something that you're unfamiliar with. Say, I myself identify as asexual, and I get that. I understand that a lot of people don't actually know what that is. And it's okay if you don't understand when a student comes out to you, if you're not completely sure of what they mean about it. And it is okay to ask questions, but also just remember that if a student seems like they're uncomfortable completely coming out to you, or if they don't really feel like they completely want to express themselves to you at the moment, that's okay. Just ask them what you can do to help them with, and you can look into it and research it later on your own. Say if a student comes out to you as transgender and you're not completely sure what entails being transgendered or how that particular student identifies as being transgendered, that's okay if you don't completely understand. You can do things like asking them if they have preferred pronouns. Say if they prefer feminine pronouns, masculine pronouns, or their own gender-neutral pronouns. These types of things can help students feel like they're more accepted, and it can also make them feel a little bit more like they're a part of a greater community.
Part of being a straight ally at Texas State is not only sending a message to students, but also to my colleagues that you don't have to be gay or lesbian to be an ally. The important thing is to put students first and to let them know that they're safe at Texas State. That Texas State is a welcoming environment and a place where they can be themselves. Every student here has come to achieve their dreams and to reach their goals. And our job as faculty is to help make that happen.
When people support you, you know that they support you. And when a person who is in front of a class, who's teaching, who's giving a piece of themselves to an entire classroom, and then they use that to sort of speak up about things in their lesson plans, you know, because it can be, you know, we're everywhere. People in the community are everywhere. And so when we are included in what they say, and that happens a lot. Maybe I'm spoiled because I was in, you know, psychology, and now I'm in professional counseling. But there are a lot of people who are able to put this into what they talk about, and I think that shows a lot of it shows that I matter, and that's really cool.
The number one thing is obviously, if they want to and they're open to it, have a conversation with them. If they're the one coming up to you and expressing it, trust me, they want to have a conversation. One of the worst things you can do is just say okay and move on. Have the courage to sit down and actually ask questions. I know they're more than welcome to respond to any of the questions you have. And number two, make sure you're going out and you're letting them know that you're accepting, that you're safe with it. Again, simple thing is wearing a pen, a wristband, putting something up in your office. And don't be afraid to attend those events with them. If they are going to laugh at your graduation, go support them at that event.
I think it's important for our faculty and staff members to address instances of oppression that originate from other faculty and staff members, because they set the tone of the institution. I think that if we don't do a good job of living up to our mission and living up to what we want Texas State to be and create a culture of care and interrupt anything that doesn't affirm a culture of care, we're really doing our students a disservice, and in that we're also doing every Bobcat who comes after them a disservice by not creating as inclusive of an environment now as we can for our students who are here.
I absolutely think we could all really benefit from introducing more inclusive language in the classroom and more education for staff and students as well. So I think if we just truly make an effort to acknowledge the community and acknowledge the community correctly, then that's something we can all truly benefit from and hopefully move forward on this campus as a more unified and cohesive university.
If you take a look at Texas State, this place is a wonderful place for any student to go to school. From faculty and staff to the students, I enjoy calling this home, specifically because we're extremely inclusive. That includes the LGBT community, that includes communities in different organizations, that includes everyone. I can tell you that here at Texas State University, it's very important that I reach out to all students of all genders, racial backgrounds, and different socioeconomic backgrounds as well. I enjoy visiting the dining halls. I enjoy visiting with students before and after my games. And we see a lot of different students come through here to watch these great games. But in addition to that, as I converse with the faculty and staff here at Texas State, what I find that all of us here like to call this home, and all of us include family in the greater sense of the word, and that is we make sure that all of our students, whether you're a student athlete, whether you're a part-time student, or whether you're a full-time student, you feel as if you're accepted. And I proudly have my Allies sticker right outside my door. So I want to welcome any one of you through those doors anytime you choose. Thank you.